What if I told you I got a $7.56 stock that is moving up and moving up in a very, very bullish way right now? It's the next Palantir, and I can promise you that. Government contracts, all of the above. This one is going to be one you have to get into. But with that being said, I'm going to give you guys a list of stocks to watch for the rest of July to make a lot of money. 10x, 20x potential with these, depending on how you play it. And I'm going to be giving you guys some plays for these stocks. I'm not just going to leave you guys hanging. So without further ado, let's get started. So to start, one is going to be Apple, because Apple is moving pretty decently to the upside. We did just have a big sell-off pre-market, but don't even look at that, man. We're gonna itch back up higher. With that all being said, they are trying to upgrade their AI, but there's no deal placed yet. But once we do get a deal, we could see Apple probably break up to that 215 to 220 level very, very soon. But with all that being said, man, with this recent tech sell-off, Apple is still down 10 to 15 to 20% from the previous highs of 260. So we could see it potentially hit those 260s once again later on. But on the way up, we can see it hit 220, 230, 240, 250, and to that 260 level. But we just have to wait for the news to become official with Apple overall. So I do recommend having your patience with this one and don't be playing it too fast. But with all that being said, you can always do short-term plays on this one. And I personally wait for minor pullbacks like a couple days ago. Like literally when market opened up yesterday, I bought a play at the 208.5 level and I'm benefiting a lot off of that option play. With that being said, I will be looking at that 208.5 to that 207.5 for another call option, depending on how news and momentum goes, of course. That's what I play based on, but that's some plays that I'm looking for Apple overall. Next one, man, I wanted to talk about ATAI. It is one of my most favorite penny stocks. Made a lot of money off this one. Haven't made any losing plays or anything like that. And I think their phase 3 results or something like that came in and it did phenomenal. With all that being said, I am going to be waiting a little bit, having my patience. I try to buy it at around that $2 level or below. So I'm going to be waiting patiently until it hits that $2 level again if we can hit that. If not, I might make it a little bit higher to that 250 level or something like that. But ATAI is a great company to watch, especially, it's a penny stock. It's trading at 273. If you would have bought it at $2, sold it at 3, that's a dollar, depending on how many shares you bought on this. Next one is going to be Oracle. We just got some great news with them upping their deal with OpenAI, and honestly, just been showing a very bullish trend. Just look at how it moved, man. We moved a lot, sold a lot, and then moved up in such a short time. And Oracle is going to the moon, literally. With that being said, Oracle is a great stock to watch, especially in the short term, just with the way that it moves. It's moving upwards and in an upwards trend consistently. So I do recommend getting into this one, having this one on your radar, but having patience as well. Please do not push this one. Do not rush this one. And always have a stop loss plan because this one can go south fast. So another one that I really like watching on a daily basis, depending on what level Bitcoin hits, but IBIT. It's an ETF that moves exactly with Bitcoin. And depending on the levels of Bitcoin, you can make a decent amount of money. We're getting to a level with Bitcoin where we might have a potential of a tiny little pullback. We've seen it previously where it sold off, kind of bought back, but then it sold off even greater to that 104 to that 103 level. So honestly, let's see if we can break above this and keep on going, and or if we fail, break it again and go back down to that 104 to 103 level. So you can really play it based on how Bitcoin moves. But if you do start seeing a little pullback forming, you can get an option play on IBIT. And I do recommend getting into IBIT options. There are other stocks to trade, but look at this, man. $160 for in the money plays. That isn't a bad deal, you know. Some other stocks that you can trade with Bitcoin would be MSTR. It moves with Bitcoin. They literally invest like every single week into Bitcoin. They have a strong holdings, and their stock moves exactly with Bitcoin. Another one is going to be Coinbase. Coinbase also moves with Bitcoin. Has some good news previously, so has been moving up a decent amount. But Coinbase also moves a little bit with Bitcoin, not as much as MSTR in my opinion. But I do just recommend getting into the ETF IBIT and just getting option plays on that. And that is why that one's on our radar and on this list. So next one, man, the stock that we're all talking about, BBAI. It has been spiking up a decent amount, showing bullish momentum to the upside, and currently trading at that $7.41 level and can continue going up. You know, there is a potential for a pullback at that $10 level. So at $10 level is going to be key. If we can break past that, look at 11, 12, 13. Just look at the dollar numbers, honestly. Big Bear AI Holdings, it provides AI powered decision intelligence solutions for national security, defense, supply chain management, and digital identity biometric. Its services include enrichment, processing, machine learning, and predictive analytics. They currently serve U.S. Defense, Intelligence Agency, Border Protection, Transportation, Manufacturing, and Travel sectors. They're headquartered in Virginia. The company has recently secured a contract for biometric deployments at airports and participated in a defense experiment like Project Convergence Capstone 5. Bullish indicators, recent stock performance, BBAI stock jumped 13.68% on July 2nd, 2025, closing at $7.56, with a 30.34% weekly and an 88.06 monthly gain, showing strong momentum. And that is insane momentum. Technical signals, the stock broke above key resistance levels with bullish MACD cross and moving average buy signal, suggesting a potential trend reversal. High trading volume reflects strong buying interest. Analyst upgrades, recent analyst upgrades, including a raised price target from $6 to $9, highlighting contract momentum and AI sector growth potential. Contract wins, new partnerships with the U.S. Army, UAE, and airport security technology provides signal expansion in defense and security markets. So some bearish indicators. So financial struggles. Big Bear AI reported a Q1 2025 loss of negative 0.25% per share, missing estimates of 0.05, with revenue of $34.8 million below the expected $40.24 million. Net loss ballooned to $295.55 million in 2024, up 318.3% from 2023. High volatility with a beta of 3.33 and 20.77% daily volatility. The stock carries significant risk. It's currently overbought, RSI 14 at 85, which may lead to a pullback. So keep all this in mind for the stock. But keep a drop to around 580 to 588 on your radar, because that's what you can load up for your long term. I'm personally waiting for a little drop to like that 6, maybe to that $5 level until I load up personally, but I'm going to have my patience for this one. This one is a great one. I personally want this one in my long term, and I'm scoping it out for some short term plays as well. But BBAI is one to not sleep on, especially watching it to that $10 level. This is probably when you want to take some profits at least, maybe make it free. But I just wanted to add this one in. A subscriber pointed this one out to me, and honestly, it looks great. So shouting out to them for pointing it out. If you guys have any stocks that you guys want me to watch in any of the daily videos, I'm down. For anyone that's trying to take their trading to the next level, made a website with a bunch of courses that you guys can check out. First link in the description below. Check it out if you guys want to up your knowledge on the stock market. Relatively cheap courses, and we have sales going on. So check them out while the sales is still happening. But next one is going to be NVIDIA. We came back recently, and I mean, we have a little bit of a sell-off with a lot of stocks in the pre-market. But with all that being said, man, NVIDIA looks pretty good. Everybody hypes this stock up. Everybody loves this company. Everybody wants AI. Who do people go to for AI? NVIDIA. And NVIDIA has been benefiting a lot off of the AI trend and the AI war. So honestly, keep NVIDIA on your radar overall. And some levels to watch that I'm personally watching is a tiny little pullback. Maybe honestly, right now for NVIDIA, I'm looking at that 155, maybe to that 154. And if we can break below that 151, might be time for another call option. But I'm very, very patient with my plays. Yesterday we played a call option, but we sold it like way too early. I sold it like 155.5 or something like that. I mean, it wasn't too far off, but honestly, sometimes, I was like, I'm just going to take profit. I seen a little bit of red, and I was like, I'm just going to take profit. But with all that being said, man, NVIDIA is a great play, and I've been playing it literally the last 2 weeks and making a lot of money. So let's talk about Palantir, man. Palantir has been selling off a decent amount. We're getting to some levels. We're passing some levels that I wanted to personally buy it at. So let me use this as an example whenever I give you guys levels for call options or even put options. Like before, I literally had this level right here, this 141.9. This was a level that I was down to buy a call option at. But guess what? I didn't buy it because the momentum was way too strong to the downside. With all that being said, I made a new one, and there was a 132.5 level. And then guess what? I mean, honestly, if you would have bought it here, you would have made a decent amount of money. It went back up to like 136 to 137. So this one would have hit, of course. But I mean, it kind of didn't really hit. It was towards the end of the day anyway. And it kind of like went red, like towards like market close anyway. But this one would have been a good play. But I still didn't get into that one. And then we had the next day. And then I kind of set this one up right here, the 124 level. Haven't hit that yet. But I think the 124 to like the 128 is going to be my next level to look at for Palantir to get into some call options. But honestly, man, there's not really any major news coming out on why it's dropping. I think people are just taking profits. But have your patience with Palantir. But Palantir, once it goes up or once it starts rallying back up, honestly, this one you can make a lot of money. I want to hold the contract for like 2 or 3 weeks and let it build up and maybe make like a couple $1,000s. Last but not least on the list is Robinhood. I'm personally looking at that $100 level to finally break it. It broke that $100 level for the first time. And honestly, I'm very, very pumped to see if we can hit it. Robinhood has a lot of good news, came out with the tokenized like coins and stuff like that. And that was the most searched thing on Google at the time when they dropped it. So that's kind of insane. Robinhood is doing great, especially with their platform. I sound like I'm like fucking they bought me or something. But with that being said, man, I'm gonna be watching that $100 level. We watch a little bit of a pullback too, maybe at that 94 to that 92 for a call option around these levels. But if it does break above that $100 level, I'm gonna be watching for next week. I do recommend waiting until next week to trade, just so you guys can, get into the best position as possible and understand. Because I mean, with the holiday, more things can happen in between the weekend and everything like that. So keep that in mind. But with all that being said, man, the stock market looks pretty good. These are my top stock picks for July. I might be coming out with a video like this like once a week or something to give you guys stocks to watch and where to buy them at. With all that being said, man, smash the like button, subscribe. Let's get to 500 subs, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Good luck trading today, guys. Peace out.